Welcome back to another episode of Issues from the Heart. I'm your host, Brandon L. Smith, and I have the honor of sitting beside two lovely ladies from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. How are you?
We're doing good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
So for people that are just now tuning in, let's introduce yourselves.
Let's start with my president.
My name is Terri Perkins, and I am the president of the local chapter here in Reidsville, the Delta Alpha Iota Zeta chapter
Awesome.
of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Okay, come on, President.
And my name is Arshena Overton, and I am the second vice president, and I am in charge of our scholarship program.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So let me ask you this: why is this organization so important to you? Let's start with the president.
This organization is so important to me is because of what we do and what we stand for. Our principles, scholarship, service, sisterhood, final womanhood, those are things that really stand out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to bring those things to Reidsville, Rockingham County has been such a blessing, and to give back to the community. And that's what we do as Zetas. That's what we do. We give back to the community. Service is what we do.
Awesome.
And pretty much the same thing for me. I love the principles that we stand on. Most Greek organizations do have the principles of scholarship, service, and sisterhood or brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
But the one for me is final womanhood. That's what makes us so distinct. And that is definitely one of my favorite principles of our organization. And like she said, just to give back, just to know that, you know, you're being a blessing to other people.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been in the sorority?
I've been a member for 25 years.
Okay.
26 will be March the 25th for me, so 26 years.
Wow.
It'll be 31 years on March 5th of this year. So yes.
So this has to be an amazing organization to be
And it is.
among, you know, the group that long.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And much like, you know, any other organization, you have your highs and your lows.
Mhm.
But once you get out of your head and you think about the overarching purpose of the organization, it does make it a lot more enjoyable. It you get back to the root of why you're here.
Mhm.
Like I always tell, new members that we bring into the organization, always remember your why. Your why is very important, and if you stay rooted and grounded in that, you too will have numerous years of uninterrupted service in the organization.
Wow, wow. So what is the standing legacy of the sorority?
So I would say, just like I said, our principles.
Mm-hmm.
That's our standing legacy, just to give back, to uplift, and provide for those less fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
For us being here in Reidsville, Rockingham County, we were just chartered 4 years ago. So
Wow.
May 24th, 2022 is our charter date. And we're the first Black Greek letter organization to be here in Reidsville, Rockingham County. So that is
Awesome.
something, is very befitting, being that it's Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And also we are beginning, on Sunday, we start what we call our final womanhood time frame or season,
Mhm.
which is the last full week of February and the entire month of March, where we highlight that one principle. And we
Wow.
think about what's important to us, and it kind of brings us back to, again, your why. What is your purpose for being in this organization?
Mhm.
Because when you're spending 25, 30, 40 years involved in something, you have to remain rooted in that very principle, whatever it may be. Some people find that the sisterhood is much more important. Some people find that the scholarship aspect is important. And then some of us find that all of the principles combined is what makes us whole.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, President, I want to talk about the work and the legacy of this sorority, right? And you have a whole bunch of sororities in the world. What makes your sorority stand out from the work and the legacy that you all have?
I would have to say our commitment, because for years we have been committed to March of Dimes. We've been committed to St. Jude. Our local community, one of the things that we do is we have a program called Adopt a School. And this is a program that I'm really, really proud of, because working in the school system, we need to give back to our teachers, and we need to make sure that they feel appreciated and give back to our students and things like that. And sometimes we lose focus of that. And one of the things that we do in our organization, like I said, with our adopted school, we try to give back every year, throughout the year, for our teachers, for our students, and things like that. As far as scholarships, giving out those scholarships to those first-year college students, giving out scholarships for those students that are in college, because that's our number one principle, scholarship. So being able to connect with young people, which is something that we've always done. We have youth auxiliaries where we take children from 4 years old all the way up to 18 years old, where we mentor them, where we introduce them to different things, where we are constantly pouring into these children. And so I would say the legacy that this sorority has is just giving back, helping young women, helping men, helping the community, and just all the community service that we do. And it's not about, I love the fact that it's not about one particular member, it's all of us together. And we're all working, and we're all striving to make a better place for our children, our children's children. So for me, that's our legacy. The fact that we've been in existence for almost 105 years. That says something. We're just celebrating 106 years. It says something, and that alone, with that legacy, it lets you know that our members are committed to what we do. We're committed to the cause of serving our community.
Now, I want to go back to the scholarship that you mentioned, right? And there is a particular scholarship that you all offer. What is that scholarship?
So I am elated to speak on this because the scholarship is in honor of my mother. The Donna K. Overton Legacy Scholarship. And so my mother, although she was not a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority, she was what we call a friend of Zeta. We were the first Greek letter organization to offer membership to women that do not have a 4-year college degree. They are called Zeta Amici, which translates to Friends of Zeta. And so my mother was a member of the Zeta Amici for over 15 years. And she recently passed in 2023. And so when we chartered this chapter in 2022, and then we decided that we wanted to do a scholarship, I was so very grateful and thankful to my chapter members for honoring my mother in that way. She loved teaching. She was a preschool teacher. She went back to school and got her degree, her 2-year degree from Forsyth Tech. So it means so very much to me that we're going to honor someone with this scholarship.
Welcome back to Issues from the Heart. We're going to continue this great conversation, right? Because I'm learning a lot about your organization. So one thing that I know that you all do is the Community Recognition Program. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I'll be happy to speak on that. This is our inaugural program. It's our very first scholarship and community awards program. And it's called the Pillar of Promise. So what we're doing on March 14th here in Reidsville, we're giving out 4 community awards to people that have made a significant impact on not only Reidsville, the Reidsville-Rockingham County community, but just the community overall, and have supported the initiatives that we stand for. Each of the pillars that will receive the award is based on our principles of scholarship, service, sisterhood, and final womanhood. In addition to that, to those awardees being given their recognition for what they're doing, we're also giving out our first scholarship award to a deserving African-American female in the Reidsville-Rockingham County community.
Wow. So you all are doing big things.
We're trying to make an impact here. Like I said earlier, we are the first Black Greek letter organization here. And so when you're in a small rural area like Reidsville-Rockingham County, a lot of people don't really know what Greek life is all about. And it's just we're trying to get people to understand, like, we want to be a premier service organization and support not only for, like she talked about, the adopt a school, but we want to make an impact here. We have done some of the service projects that we have completed. We've done numerous hours at the Reidsville Soup Kitchen. We go there at least once a month and serve, sometimes twice a month, because like I said, we do have our friends of Zeta, our Zeta Amikai, that support us as well. So we go over there and provide a hot meal for those that come and just get it. They just come, we prepare this meal, they come and they eat and they fellowship with us, and sometimes we'll even take donations over there for that. Our Adopt a School program, we have been working with the Booker T. Washington Learning Center. That is the school that we have chosen to support, and we've done everything from supply drives for them to supporting the teachers and staff, because we all know teachers are not as appreciated as they should be. So that's one of the things that we enjoy doing. We have supported the HELP Incorporated, which is a domestic violence shelter here. We've done numerous drives for them and provided for them. What are some of the other?
We did the partnership for children.
Oh yeah.
And donating whatever they needed, and just trying to work with the housing authority and different things like that. Trying to do help with voter registration, with getting information out to let voters know, what they need to know, making sure that they have the information needed so that they can go vote and different things like that. So we're trying to do as much as we can with the size of the chapter that we have to make the greatest impact on this area.
If no one has told you yet, you are doing an amazing job, okay?
Thank you.
When I'm hearing you talk, I'm like, goodness, how do y'all fit everything,
Well, the thing is, like she said, based on our size, we're what we consider to be a medium-sized chapter.
And how many members does that consist of?
We have 37 members currently. But, we have chapters as large as 100 plus.
Wow.
We haven't gotten there yet. Maybe come and talk to us in about 10 years and we'll be at that 100 plus. But right now we have 37 members that are very active in supporting whatever initiatives we do. So not only do we support our local community, but globally overarching for Zeta, we have some strong partnerships. Like she said, March of Dimes, we've been in partnership with them for over 75 years.
Wow.
American Cancer Society, American Heart Association. We have a program that's near and dear to my heart, which is called the Stork's Nest. Well, we provide support to expectant moms, and we're able to give them things like diapers and blankets and wipes and things that they're going to need, that they may not have access to readily. So that is one of the programs that we had established overarching for Zeta. And so not only are we supporting locally, but we're also supporting our national initiatives too. Another one that our president may not have, we haven't mentioned just yet, is Reefs Across America, which is laying reefs on the graves of fallen soldiers. And she's former military herself, so I know that is a program that's very near and dear to her. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, in December is a national program, Reefs Across America, and I'm so very happy to say that Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, that is one of the initiatives that we do have, where we actually go out on that, I think it's like maybe the second or third Saturday in December, where we actually lay the wreaths on our veterans and different things like that. But it also gives us time to reflect on the sacrifices that individuals have made for this country. And so, like I said, being a veteran myself, that's one thing that is like really near and dear to my heart. And also in our chapter, we have military appreciation, where we try to give back to that veteran community, where we do toiletry drives. The state of North Carolina, we also have a committee where we work with, do things for veterans and different things like that. We have an upcoming program where veterans are going to have the ability to talk to a representative from the from Veteran Affairs to let them know about their benefits, compensation, and different things like that. So all these things are things as a community we need. And what I found that sometimes that lack of information, you know, we bridge that gap, giving individuals that information that sometimes they may not get it and different things like that, because the spaces and the places that we put ourselves in, you just don't know who you're going to connect with and who you're going to talk to and how that helps the community. And so, like I said, for us being here in Reidsville, Rockingham County, it's just a bridge to kind of connect the community and kind of get those individuals that may seem like they're disenfranchised to kind of bring them to the table and say, you know, what do you need? How can we help to get them to where they need to be? Because at the end of the day, we all want everyone to be successful. So we're not gatekeeping anything. We're trying to give as much as we can of ourselves. Because again, like you said, the legacy, we're not going to be here forever. But I pray that this organization is here long after I leave, and the legacy that we set here as a chapter will continue on from year to year to year, and just get bigger and stronger in helping the community. So there is no need for, you know, the need for, you know, the soup kitchen and different things like that. We can kind of bridge those things and help those that need it.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, I want to talk about this amazing event that's coming up in March, right? And you highlighted there are 4 individuals. Are you able to release that information?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And you know, as a chairwoman for our scholarship program, I am so excited. I tell you, I've been working tirelessly trying to get us sponsors and just planning the program. Looking forward to it. Very excited. It's going to be on Saturday, March the 14th at 12 noon at the Penn House here in Reidsville.
Okay.
So we do have 4 awardees, community people that will be getting our Pillars of Promise Award. One is Miss Valencia Abbott. She was the National History Teacher of the Year here in Reidsville, Rockingham County. So we're excited about that. The next one is Precious Bradley, who is getting our Sisterhood Award. Precious is the owner of Precious Cargo Doula Services, which she specializes in helping expectant moms during their pregnancy to help them not be so scared and understand their rights and things. So very excited to highlight her. Then we have an organization that we're highlighting for their service, the Order of Eastern Star, Beauty of Reidsville. They're getting our service award because just like us, they do service here in Reidsville, Rockingham County. And then the last award is going to a member of our organization, which we're going to give her our Final Womanhood Award, Eunice Jones Obin, Esquire. She is a retired attorney here in Reidsville, Rockingham County, but she has been very instrumental in helping us to outreach and network young ladies here in the community that we can provide our services to. She's been very instrumental in helping us to brainstorm when we were looking at chartering a chapter here, giving us the information, and we just thought it would just be befitting to honor her in this way. So, yeah.
So you said the date is?
November. March the 14th.
March the 14th.
March the 14th. Saturday, March the 14th here in Reidsville at the Penn House.
Is it a free event or a ticket?
The tickets are $50.
Okay.
We still have tickets available. So anybody that wants to come out, we have a Zephy link that we can provide, and they can just purchase a ticket. But we are looking to pack the house. We have not only our sorority leadership that will be present representing, but we also have Mayor Gorham that will be coming to bring greetings on behalf of Reidsville. So we're very excited to have our first program here and hopes that it expands and grows, and that we'll be able to not only give one scholarship, but to give numerous scholarships in larger amounts in the future. So that is our goal.
And do you already have your recipient for this year's scholarship?
We do not. We're still accepting applications for that. And again, on our social media page, we do have the application out there. It has been extended to all of the high schools here in Reidsville, Rockingham County. We've even connected with some churches the NAACP here in Reidsville, Rockingham County, as well as the Chamber of Commerce. So we have sent it far and wide in hopes that we get an applicant for it.
And what are the requirements for the scholarship?
They must be an African American female. Of course, us being a Black Greek letter organization, we really want to support a population that wouldn't otherwise have access to funds. So we chose an African American female. They must be enrolled at a Reidsville, Rockingham County High School.
Awesome.
And they must show evidence of community service.
Okay.
And we just opened the award category up for a Rockingham Community College, someone that's attending that school or enrolled in that particular technical community college as well. So,
wow.
So it's very light on the requirements, because we understand that, you know, gone are the days where people are writing 500 and 1,000 word essays to get a scholarship. So we just wanted to just stay very basic, ensure that you have meet the GPA requirements, of course, because our first principle is scholarship. So we want to ensure that you meet the GPA requirement, but we also want to support someone that definitely needs those additional funds.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, Ms. President, I'm coming back over here to you, right? So my question to you is, how did you feel, you know, when the 4 individuals were selected, right? How did you feel to see their works that they've done and you all honor them?
It was you said it. It was an honor because to be in this position and to see individuals that care about the community just as much as you do, and even more with the things that they were doing, that it was befitting that these would be the individuals that we honor. Because again, we're in this together,
right?
And we're all trying to make sure that we make a better place for our community. So again, she's excited. I'm excited because I am so to be able to share this at this time with the individuals that we're going to be connecting with. It is almost like that once in a lifetime opportunity.
Wow.
This is we will not get this moment again. And so when I tell you that I'm really living in it and enjoying every moment of it, I really am, because I am so very excited just to be able to do something to this magnitude for this community. So.
And I think the event you're putting on, I think, is really needed.
Oh, definitely.
Because we are dealing with so much in the world.
Right.
You know, to have an event where everyone just come together in a night of love and unity, I think that's very important. So congratulations to you all. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Now, you said one thing earlier where you talked about sponsorships. You know, you were reaching out for sponsorships. Can you let them know, like, why sponsorships are so important?
Oh, goodness, yes. Sponsorships are important because, first of all, we are a non-profit organization. So membership is what drives our budget. And so when you're trying to do, as we've discussed before, all of the things that we have our hands in, from the local community to the overarching international organization, it takes money. It takes money and it takes funding to be able to do those things. And when you're limited in funds, it limits what you can do and the impact that you can have. And so sponsorships are very important because it allows us to further our reach with what we're trying to do. I don't care if it's $50 or $50,000. We can use every bit of the money that we're asking for, not only for our scholarship program, but it will ensure that we have the funds to continue to feed the soup kitchen. It would give us the funding to ensure that we can purchase blankets and sheets and towels for the Help Incorporated, or we're able to do more period packs, which is a program that we did for our partnership with children. It would give us the funding to create more of that. It would give us the funding to offer additional scholarships. Because like I said, we are a nonprofit organization, and the organization itself is a 501c7, but we have a 501c3, which is our Finer Days Educational Foundation. And through that is how we're able to collect funds and use those funds and in-kind donations to support the initiatives that we have going on locally and abroad.
Awesome. So I want to talk about this sisterhood, right? And why this sisterhood is just so important. First of all, how is this sisterhood formed, right? Because I know everybody can't, be a part of the sisterhood like that. You have your discernment that kicks in. But I guess building this sisterhood, how is that?
I would have to say one thing about the sisterhood. For me, it's hard to explain. I'm sorry, but the fact that individuals come together and they're like-minded and we have the same goal. It makes it so much easier to work with these ladies. And the fact that it's not all about the business part of it. You really are sisters, and you look after one another like they are your sisters. And for me, I have 2 sisters, so coming into this organization, it was like more of a blessing to have more sisters added on to the ones that I had. And like you said, it is a process and different things like that. So when people make that decision that this is something that they want to do, of course there's a process, but once you get on the other side, and can't even put it in words.
Feeling.
I can't even put it in words because these are people that you end up spending so much time with them, and you're doing the community service, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you just build a bond, and before you know it, it becomes like second nature, and they become family. So when you're celebrating, these are the people that you're calling on. These are the people that, my daughter, these are her aunties now, because that's how close we are. She can call any of these ladies that are in my chapter, they're calling her and supporting and different things like that. So I would have to say the support is unmatched when it comes to our sisterhood, because I tell people all the time, when you have people that are rooting for you harder than you're rooting for yourself, you have found a blessing. And for me, that's what I found in this organization, because someone is always, as you can see, someone's always rooting for me and encouraging me to step outside of my comfort zone, to do something new and to do something different, which I'm normally thankful for after the fact. So that's what I would have to say, that that's what the sisterhood is, and that's what it's about.
And I like that, because when you are surrounded with people that want to see you win, that's a difference, right?
It makes a huge difference.
Because there's no need for us being close if you don't want to see me win. Like, you don't clap when I'm winning. It's like, okay, look at you.
I gotta look at you funny. I gotta look at you sideways. But and for me, I don't have any blood sisters.
Okay.
I'm the eldest of 2. I have a younger brother, and I have 1 daughter and 1 granddaughter. And so
you say granddaughter?
I do. I have one I have one granddaughter. She's 2. She'll be 3 in August.
Awesome.
And so for me, it's an extension. It's an extension of my blood family. Whether I am going through something or, just needing that extra support, that extra encouragement, that's what this sisterhood is about. We work together, we break bread together, we bump heads. I don't want anybody to think like it's hunky-dory 24/7, because it's not. We might bump heads, but that just shows you the level of seriousness that we have about our organization. We take this thing very seriously. We are all about the quantity of the person. We could care less about numbers. Like I said, we are probably a medium-sized chapter, so we're not looking to be the largest chapter, the largest organization, because you can get a lot done with 5 strong people, instead of 40 or 50, bed, sidewinders, and it has to be something. If, like I told you all earlier, I'll be 26 years as a member in March, right? that's over half of my life. I'm 50 years old.
Wow.
So that's over half of my life that I've spent with these women that I was not born into their family.
Wow.
But guess what? They've become my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this sisterhood is. It's an extension of your family that you can lean on in good, bad, ugly, and indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're there for each other. You know, we if someone is not feeling well or sick, a text or a meme will brighten someone's day, or you know, I get random messages all the time just to say thank you.
Right.
You know, and I try to extend that not only to our younger sorors, younger as in years of service in the organization, but I also try to look out for those ladies that have paved the way for me. They've been in the organization 50, 60 years. As a matter of fact, one of our awardees just celebrated her 50th.
Wow.
Zeta Eunice Jones O'Ban. She just celebrated her 50th year in November. So it spreads the gamut of, you know, years in service. When you're young in Zeta or old in Zeta, it's a sisterhood, it's a connection, it's family. And to me, that's very important. I don't want anyone to think like, you know, oh, we just all cupcakes and glitter and sprinkles, because when you have passion about something, and sometimes that passion comes out, you know, it may not be understood by somebody else, but when it's your passion and you have people that support that passion and they see your vision, to me, that's very important. And that's what we have. You know, other people in the organization may not understand, you know, like I've been driving them crazy about the scholarship program, but again, it's a scholarship that's named in honor of my mother.
Right. So it's heartfelt
to me. It's very important to me. But to see them jump on board and like, okay, what do you need? How can we make this a success? What is your vision as the chairwoman? And that's what I've been getting. And that's what I've been getting from day one, for the past, since March 25th, 2000. That's what I've been getting in this organization.
So I want to know, like, how can someone join this organization? Like, is there, you know, community service, maybe, you know, receipts that you have to offer, you know, apply online, you pay $9.95? Like, how does, like, the membership work?
You go ahead.
Okay, well, our membership is by invitation only.
Okay.
That's number one. And so what we do is we identify women in our community that we feel fit the criteria of what we call a Zeta woman.
Awesome.
And so that means people that are involved in the community, people with high moral standards, women with that are just out in the community and doing good for others. And also, you know, we go by recommendation, but definitely membership is by invitation. So if anyone is interested, I would encourage them to follow us on social media, connect with a current member, and start to show yourself. Come to our programs, come to our events, because we look at this as a two-way street. We need to get to know you, but you also need to get to know us, right? And so for me, or for us, that's one of the things that we look for.
Awesome.
I like to tell people it's not cheap being in the organ, and I'm not talking about the initial fees. I'm talking about just being financial, being current, because we have to pay membership assessments, and like I said earlier, our membership assessments is what drives the service that we do. Without members, we're not able to do the things that we do. So we want women that are going to stay financially committed. Your time, talents, and finances is what we're looking for. Individuals that are very serious and don't have a problem with investing those three things into the organization in order to get a fulfilling membership experience.
Awesome. Now, you both been a part of the organization for a long time. How do you keep the leadership, like, tight? You know, like you said, I know your family, so you kind of bump heads every now and then with some things, but how do you all just keep that leadership tight? Because you have women looking up to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Believe it or not, it's the communication. And that's one thing that I hold dear, the fact that with my members and with my executive board, we communicate. And
frequently.
Almost like every day. It's conversations that are going on. And the one thing that I will have to say is embracing the fact that conflict is not always negative. Sometimes we need to have conflict in order for us to grow. And the fact that we're in a space and a place where, because we are so in tune with one another and we know that we want to see each other succeed, anything that I say to you, if it is offensive, you have the courage to come and let me know. And anything that I do say to you, you're not going to take it as an offense, because I'm looking out for the very best for you. And so when you have those type of relationships where you know that the person sitting beside you, behind you, in front of you has your best interest, is the communication, it flows.
Right.
And you can work together because everybody has the same vision. We're all on the same shit of music. We may not want to get there the same way, and we may have to sit down and have a nice little conversation about how we're going to get there. But the fact that we know that we're going to the same place, it helps out with everything. And so one of the things I've tried to do the last 4 years that I've been in this position is communication. And I treat people the way that I want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Because just like you said, respect goes two ways, right? And I always try to be respectful. Because if we're not respecting one another, then we're not really being sisters, and we're not being sisterly towards one another. So that's one of our biggest things. We can disagree, but we have to do it in a respectful way.
Right.
And understand that after we disagree, we're going to still come back and get the work of Zeta done, because that's the focus, is the work of Zeta. And sometimes we have to pivot, we have to shift. We might be mad, you might be sad, but we're still going to have dinner, lunch, socials, and so on and so forth. So that's how we run it. And because that's the way we run our chapter and we try to run this particular organization, I think we get a lot done. I mean, and like she said, it's not always peachy. Some conversations can get very heated.
But it's just the passion.
Right.
Well, you know, it's the
That's
passion.
a nice way to put it.
Yeah, because you know, when you feel very strongly about something, you're going to be convicted, and you're going to be, that's going to tug at your heart.
Right.
And so, you know, when you have that strong passion about something or someone, but you have to be open-minded. And like she said, the communication piece is what really helps us, because you have to verbalize what your passion is, because it may not be my passion, you know. And so it's going to be the communication piece is very important. But I also want to add, getting to know each other outside of the business.
That's important.
It's very important, because then you begin to realize, like, oh, you know, the way Arshena comes off in a meeting, that's not her. Like, she's just, you know, she's just so laser focused. She's just, you know, about, let's get the business done. But then outside of those walls, Arshena could be a totally different person. I'm more relaxed. But I take my Zeta very seriously. And so when I'm outside of that, I could be a completely different person. So I think, in addition to what my president said, I think just getting to know someone on a different level outside of the confines of the walls when we're handling the business is also very important, because you begin to understand them as a person. You know, you begin to see them as human instead of just the Zeta. I'm no longer the Zeta Arshena or the Zeta Terri. You begin to see me as like, oh, she has a job, she has a side business, she has a daughter, a granddaughter. You know, she enjoys cooking, she enjoys entertaining. So you begin to see the person for who they really are, and not just the Zeta business person. So. And
that takes a lot for you to sit back, because there are two sides of it, like you said, because you are committed and determined for your job. So you have to get around people that know to separate the two, right? Exactly. If you're yelling at them, hey, I'm not yelling at you because I'm yelling at you. I'm in my zone now.
Right.
You know?
And that's why it's important that we have those communal relationships outside of the business meeting or our conferences and things, because it allows you to see like, oh, she's just very passionate. Like you said, I'm not yelling. I'm just passionate about scholarship or sisterhood or whatever. And so getting to know me in a less rigid setting allows people to get to know who you really are.
Right. I love it. And I can relate to you so much because I do community stuff too. And my family, I may say, hey, go move this, move that, move that. And so that I think now they've gotten to the point to where they understand.
Right.
And they're like, okay, I'm going to tell you about yourself as soon as it's
over
with.
Right.
But they understand.
But you're in your zone. You know, you're trying to get a task accomplished. We're working on a time frame. And, when you're in your zone and you're trying to get things done, or you're actually boots on the ground and in the middle of a service project and you're trying to wrangle in cats, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so you can get a little bit more direct. And some people, if they don't know you outside of that, they are automatically going to think like, oh my gosh, she's so bossy. But I'm really not. I'm just trying to get what we need to get done in this 2 or 3 hours that we have this space and get us on out of here. So guess what? So we can go get some tacos later.
Because we don't do nothing else.
Right, we gonna eat. We gonna eat. Right. So that's the point. It's just that you just want to ensure that you know the person. You fully know the person, not just in this setting that I'm in my business mode, but outside of this as well. If I'm yelling at a basketball game or a football game, or it's two different sides to it.
Right. And I think that come with having visionaries with you.
Absolutely.
Because if you're a visionary, you will understand. Okay, she in her zone right now. Leave her alone. But that's really great knowing that person outside of the organization, because you never know. They may have that mindset that they're mean and all this other stuff. But once you talk to them, they just can be just the softest guy.
Right.
That's awesome. So I want to talk about what's next for the future. Like, I know we have an event in March, but we're just now starting 2026. So what do we got planned for the rest of the year?
Oh,
it's not like you can fit anything else on your plate.
No, yes we can. Yes we can. So for us, typically in our sorority, we take a break from, the sorority takes a break from July 1 until August, September.
Okay.
So we have about a month off to kind of regroup. So as we finish out this year, of course, we still have those standing service projects that we do. We have the March of Dimes walk coming up, so we're actively raising money for the March of Dimes. We are on the calendar at the local soup kitchen, I think 2 or 3 more times before our actual sorority year ends, because we don't run from January to December. We run from August through July 1, or September through July 1. And so at the end of June, we kind of take a break, and that's our time to reconvene. We'll have a retreat to kind of plan for our year, plan our calendar out. And so, again, to finish up this year, from February until the end of June, we have our the March of Dimes walk, we have our soup kitchen, and then we have some programs that we'll probably do virtual, because we support mental health initiatives, we support teen dating violence programs, so we'll have speakers virtually that will help us with that. And then as we move into the summer months, again, we'll be playing, our teacher appreciation. How did I forget that? So we'll have a full week of activities for our teachers, or things for our teachers over at Booker T. Washington that we'll be doing. And then from this summer, we'll focus on regrouping and reorganizing. We do have elections coming up, so we'll have a whole new executive board that give them the opportunity to present their vision to the chapter.
Does that change every year, or is it like
it's
every 2
years? It changes,
Okay.
yeah. And so with our new executive board, it'll allow them as the new leaders of the chapter to present their vision and what they see for us to do. One of the things that I would like to do in my role as the second vice president, as well as the scholarship chair, before I leave this position, is to establish a program with the middle school. So that's on my radar, but I want to get past this event in March. But as soon as that is over, I'm going to give myself about 48 hours to regroup. And then I plan to reach out to the middle schools to see if we can start some type of mentorship program, because I feel like if you start younger, you can hold on to them a little bit better than trying to jump right into high school. And then they don't have as many commitments. High schoolers they're in everything. They move from cheer to basketball to football to dance, and so they're working. And so for us, we want to get them a little bit younger. So prayerfully, we'll be able to connect with some middle schools and start our mentorship program there.
Awesome. Yeah. I love it. What about you, Ms. President, over there?
I'm just trying to finish out the year. I will be coming out of office in May, June time frame. And I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to reflect on what we've been able to do these last 4 years, and hopefully share with whoever our new president is, and see what her vision is. Jump on the bandwagon and go another 4 years and make things happen. So that's it.
That's awesome.
Nothing grandiose.
She's just buying her time, right?
No,
that's awesome.
Enjoying my time. That's all. I'm gonna enjoy my time.
That's awesome. So as we wrap this up, for people that want to know more about your organization, your sorority, how can they reach out to you?
So they can either email us at zetasofreidsville@gmail.com. That's one way. Follow us on social media. We have Instagram and Facebook, and we're just Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Delta, or DAIZ is what we are on Facebook. We are the Delta Alpha Iota Zeta chapter here. And so yeah, any of those, or reach out to us if you see a member and we have this blue shirt on. Just come and tap us on the shoulder. Very proud. We have a member that Lieutenant Shara Carter, who is a police officer here in Reidsville. So she has been very instrumental in helping us connect with the community here. So I'm sure a lot of people around, because she was born and raised here. Oh, wow. So a lot of people know Shara. But that's one way if someone is trying to get in contact with us. Because I realize like a lot of the community here doesn't do social media. So and sometimes they want a person that they can connect with. So I would say locally, if they can find Lieutenant Shara Carter, she will steer you in the right direction. We're typically here about 2-3 times on the weekends, because a lot of us don't live here in Rockingham County, but we're typically here doing some type of service or meeting or having a program or something. So we're around. We're definitely around, but I would say if anyone would like to find us, Zetas, Zetas of Reidsville @gmail.com would be the quickest and easiest way.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us
Absolutely.
tonight. I had an amazing time, and now learn so much about your organization and your community work. So we want to make sure that we continue to invite people to your inaugural event in March. So congratulations on everything that you're doing. As we wrap this up tonight, we are lighting this candle in the honor and the legacy of Miss Donna Overton, who the scholarship is named after. So thank you so much for joining us on Issues from the Heart.
Issues from the heart.